Have you ever lost yourself in your emotions, then acted on impulse and under the pressure of others? We all have. It's okay to make mistakes. I'm your host, Andrew Seibel, and today on Lost Emotions, let's take a moment and relive those moments to hopefully benefit our future selves. Today, we'll be reconnecting, reevaluating, and reviving the past through looking into whether memes have changed the internet for the better or for the worse. I will also share some interesting stories from To Kill a Mockingbird and how I relate to them. Let's dive in.
What the dog doing?
In terms of money, we have no money.
Road work ahead? Yeah, I sure hope it does.
The first topic on today's show will be, do memes make the internet a better place? I think so because they always make me happy, they lighten up my day by making me realize there's more to life than just hardship and schoolwork and other not very fun things. They can be a very relatable piece of media that can be shared to anyone, anytime, any place. They are also ways for people to convey new information and their own opinions, maybe even resurface a problem in society that may have gone unnoticed. In all, memes have shaped the internet into a more enjoyable place, as according to Joaquin Zavala at the CSA Times, I think that without memes, the world would be a more boring place. During the pandemic, I saw a lot of memes about the virus. I think this is because memes help us deal with the difficult situations by helping us add a bit of humor to our lives. This led me to believe that without any memes, the internet would be a dry, serious, and boring place. I agree with this person, as it is true. Memes add variety to our lives. They can help us share and make friendships with other people, even if they are across the world. As according to SLA Media, being able to bond over these memes has given people an easier connection while making friendships. Junior Matthew Reed has also voiced his support for meme culture and mentioned how it's been something that's been a part of his life since he was young. Sometimes it made me realize that life isn't going to be so enjoyable if you take things so seriously. It's alright to laugh sometimes to make yourself feel better. Memes make me feel better and overall happier, Reed explained. Memes really do help you realize there's more to life and just calm down and just be happier. Memes can also help you come together as a group of people, as Brian W. at Glocal Notes infers that it can be very much agreed that such memes, like Rickrolling, brought together a cultural concept across the digital and international boundaries to further tell us the story of the advent of viral ideas on social media, as well as global change and connectivity. It has brought the world together, in essence, as you can understand a picture even if you don't understand a language, as memes make the world a better place by uniting everyone around the globe. In To Kill a Mockingbird, the Finch Household, where Jem and Scout, the main characters, live, is right across the street from the neighborhood's forbidden place, the Radley household. No one dares go near here, but when you're around your friends, judgment gets left at the door, and you do what you think would be desired in the moment. Just like when the kids dare each other to go and touch the Radley house. They don't really like the idea, but Dill, their friend, nags Jem on. Jem then goes and touches the house, and they all scurry back to their yard. Also, when Jem, Scout, and Dill hang out early on in the story, they have an empty tire which could fit Scout inside of it. So, naturally being kids and all, they have her climb inside and roll her down the hill. But they had forgotten that their house is right across from the street from the Radleys. Jem and Dill yelled at Scout for a return back immediately. Unfazed and dizzy from just being tumbled down in a tire, Scout doesn't quite realize where she is, but soon as she sees she's in the wrong place, she bolts out of there and thankfully they escape any harm. In Chapter 15, after the trial, Tom Robinson is put in jail for a crime he didn't commit. Since he is black, he is framed guilty. Atticus knows this, of course, and gives it his all to save Tom. But the night Tom is put in jail, Atticus goes and gives him some company so no one bothers him. But just like clockwork, several vehicles show up to the jailhouse and men start emptying out of them. They've come with malicious intent. Despite this, Atticus doesn't move away and guards the door to the jail. Then, worried about Atticus, Jem, Scout, and Dill interrupt the mob. Scout asks Mr. Cunningham, one of Atticus's friends, about his entailment, which embarrasses him and the group. They then realize they're human and don't want to do this anymore, so they go home. Then later in the story, around chapters 28 to 31, Jem and Scout go to the Macomb County pageant, where Scout dresses up as a ham. On the way there, they pass a tree, and suddenly Cecile Jacobs, a classmate of Scout's, jumps out and scares them. But it's alright, since they go to the pageant and have to get that over with. After the pageant is done, however, it is pitch black out, so they can't see. Scout is barefoot and realizes she left her shoes in the school where the pageant took place. But when they turn back to go get them, the lights in the building turn off, and they worry about that some other day. As they walk home, they hear some rustling behind them. They don't worry at all at first, but as they walk past the tree, they realize they're being followed. Suddenly, Scout's costume takes the hit and partially crumbles underneath the blow of a knife attack. After that, Jem is attacked and is wrestling with an unknown figure in the dark. Jem gets bruised and his arm broken, but is saved by a mysterious figure. We later find out in the story that this mysterious person is Boo Radley, which is the same person Jem and Scout repeatedly try to get out of his house and interact with. Boo revealed himself to everyone when he was needed most, to prevent the evil Mr. Ewell from seriously hurting the kids. To Kill a Mockingbird relates to me, because of growing up and doing stupid stuff, I didn't know any better, and because I was unaware of the consequences, like when our family, except for my brother James, went skiing at Huff Hills in Mandan, North Dakota on January 25th, because it was my brother Joshua's birthday. It was at the end of the day of the ski resort, around 5 o'clock or so, and Jaime, our foreign exchange student, and I had gone down every slope except one. It was the narrowest and steepest path before us. Previously on that day, Jaime and I had gone up to it, and Jaime descended with no problem, but I had decided not to go down it since I couldn't even see the slope over the crest of the hill since it was incredibly steep. It was close to the end of the day, and I was getting tired of going down the same slopes over and over again, so we all went down to this difficult slope, and I decided to descend first, and good thing it was that way too. I was overconfident and incompetent in my abilities and was unable to prevent the inevitable. I started my descent and quickly gained speed and lost control and hit a tree. The impact alone was able to knock one of my skis off my boot. Thankfully, I recovered in about 2 months and have learned to be more careful with my very fragile and very human body. So what do I rate To Kill a Mockingbird? So my special rating system is 0 to 10. 0 being caramel coconut Oreo cookie, which is terrible, do not eat that, to 10 soft sour gummy worms, which are extraordinarily good. Out of a 0 to 10, I think I'd put it at an 8, being Chegs, which is shredded cheese with hard-boiled eggs and salt and pepper, which is pretty good. So, Chegs is pretty good, but sometimes when eating it, there's some parts that don't taste as good as they usually should, but overall it's pretty good. Just like How to Kill a Mockingbird, it's a pretty good book once you get past some of the foul language used in the book. It really shines in its story, especially the main parts, such as the court case and the aftermath of that. Just like how the characters and my own stories have lost their judgment and done something they didn't want to do, the Bible also has something to say about being lost and being found. In Luke 15 verses 8 through 10, it says, "Or suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one. Won't she light a lamp and sweep the entire house and search carefully until she finds it? And when she finds it, she will call in her friends and neighbors and say, 'Rejoice with me because I have found my lost coin.' In the same way, there is joy in the presence of God's angels when even one sinner repents." This episode has been proudly sponsored by the Chris Pratt Fan Club, Cody Dog, and my will to keep my grades up. Wrapping up the show, today we dove into why memes make the internet a more hospitable place, and how the stories in To Kill a Mockingbird relate to my own personal stories. Thanks for taking time out of your day to listen. This has been Lost Emotions with Andrew Seibel. Take care and good night.